Welcome to English Challenges. If we haven't met yet, my name is Tanya, and in today's challenge, you're going to learn 15 ways to say no at work. We're going to focus on casual expressions and natural intonation. By the way, for the full transcript, go to EnglishChallenges.com/blog. Okay, so when someone catches you off guard with a request at work, it can make you feel nervous and uncomfortable. But to be honest, this isn't just a language issue. Saying no is awkward even for a lot of native speakers. In fact, I want you to think about how you feel saying no in your native language. So if this is something that you struggle with there, you're probably going to also struggle with this in English. But don't worry, I gotcha. The best thing you can do is have a few expressions ready so that when you're in the moment, you'll know exactly what to say and how to say it. Remember, intonation and body language are just as important as pronunciation, so we want to focus on your delivery. For the expressions, I'm going to read each one probably one or two different ways, and I want you to repeat after me. Physically, I want you to relax your shoulders. I want you to visualize being in the office, being in the situation. Hopefully, this will trigger your heart rate to speed up. Maybe you'll feel a little nervous. This is good. I want to create the situation that's close to how you're going to feel in the moment. Now, with intonation, if you say it too robotically, it's going to come across, even if your pronunciation is perfect, you're probably going to come across as kind of cold. And our goal is for you to be yourself, to be confident yet polite. For example, for number one, if you say this with perfect pronunciation, but with no focus on intonation, it's going to sound like this. I wish I could, but I'm swamped today. I mean, technically that's perfect English, quote unquote perfect, but it's not natural. So the goal is for you to feel comfortable and feel like yourself. So repeat it after me. Try it this way. Oh, I wish I could, but I'm swamped today. Okay, feel the difference. Notice, pay attention to the melody, pay attention to the pronunciation. For example, I'm swamped today. Swamped today. The ED, which sounds like a T, is very subtle when you say it casually. So I don't want you to over-enunciate every word. Remember, we're going for natural, not perfect. Okay, number two. Sorry, but I'm slammed and I can't right now. Sorry, but I'm slammed and I can't right now. Okay, notice here that and, Americans reduce the D and like 99% of the time. So it's going to sound like and I can't right now. Number three, I'm not taking on any new projects at the moment. I'm not taking on any new projects at the moment. And you can always add sorry at the beginning. Sometimes that makes it sound more natural, like sorry, I'm not taking on any new projects at the moment. Number four, thanks for thinking of me. Oh, but I can't. Oh, thanks for thinking of me, but I can't. And here the same, you can add right now. For example, oh, but I can't right now. You can add expressions like, thanks for thinking of me, but I can't. It's not a good time. Now for can't. This contraction is probably the most challenging. Now, using contractions is really good. It does help your English sound more natural. But clarity is always a priority. So if you struggle with being understood when you say can't, there are a couple of options. You can take a moment here and over-enunciate the T, like, oh, but I can't. Native speakers usually don't linger on that T as sharply, but that's okay. The goal is for you to be understood. Also use your body language. So shake your head left to right, and then that in connection with the word will help you be understood. And of course, you can always say, thanks for thinking of me, but it's not a good time right now. So if there's a word that kind of trips you up or usually makes you lose a little bit of your confidence, change it. Always go for what makes you look, feel, and sound good. Number five, oh, no thanks, I'm really busy. So this is good if, for example, somebody invites you to a happy hour or something. Oh, no thanks, I'm really busy. Or maybe they want to, I don't know, go to lunch with you. So no thanks. No thanks. No thanks. I'm really busy. Now I want you to pay attention to the sounds that I make. Sometimes I'll say or So these sounds are very American. You might notice that you make slightly different sounds in your native language. So this is nice to practice. Number 6, unfortunately, now is not a good time. Unfortunately, now is not a good time. Now here, for some advanced pronunciation tips, now is, notice the linking. The wa at the end of now links to the I at the beginning of is. Now is nada, nada. Now is not a good time. Applying linking and blending, which is part of connected speech, is a great way for your English to sound smoother. Number 7, sorry, but not this time. Sorry, but not this time. So here, notice the tension in the second version. So you want to play around with different scenarios. Imagine what things usually come up at work for you. And I want you to just try play around until you find the sound that sounds the most like you. Number 8, sounds tempting, but I'll have to pass. So maybe another happy hour example. You want to go, or maybe you don't, but you want them to think you do, and then you want to say no. So, sounds tempting, but I'll have to pass. You can also just say I have to pass if the l is a little challenging. So, sounds tempting, but I have to pass. Number 9, I've got too much on my plate right now. I've got too much on my plate right now. And again, you can always combine some of these or add a couple of different words at the beginning or the end, whatever makes you feel more natural. Number 10, I wish I could make it work, but now is not a good time. I feel like this is a good one when it's about a project or maybe a collaboration at work. I wish I could make it work, but now is not a good time. Here for another example of linking and blending, I wish I. Instead of I wish I could. So instead of those like micro pauses in between words, I want you to practice linking. I wish I wish I could make it work. Make it. Number 11, if only I could, but I don't have enough time to add something else to my plate. If only I could, but I don't have enough time to add something else to my plate. So notice here we're playing around with certain idiomatic expressions. If they don't make sense to you, if it doesn't feel natural to you, that's okay. Again, we've got 15 of these. You're going to end up picking the ones that work best for you. This is also good for exposure because now that maybe you didn't know how to use the expression with plate, and now you know a couple different ways. So if someone else uses it at work, you know what that means. Number 12, I'd love to, but I can't. I'd love to, but I can't. But I can't right now. And again, can't. I know it's such a hard one, and I know that this is a frustrating one because of the way we do the T. I can't right now. Honestly, we don't do the T, but the tongue still goes up and touches the top of your mouth. So, but I can't right now. Make sure it's can't. It's that nasal American A, can't. And again, if this is not a word that works for you, change it or just don't use that particular expression. Not a problem. I want you to feel good. Number 13, I'm not taking on anything else right now. To make this one extra polite, you can add at the end, I'm not taking on anything else right now, but thanks for thinking of me. I love, but thanks for thinking of me. That one works whether it's a social invitation or someone asking you to do something maybe on a project that could be kind of cool, but you don't have the time. Number 14, under different circumstances, I'd love to, but right now I can't. There we go with the can't again. You can also say, under different circumstances, I'd love to, but right now is not a good time. Or, but right now I have too much going on. And number 15, it sounds like a great opportunity, but I'll have to pass. It sounds like a great opportunity, but I'll have to pass. Now, for example, I'll have to pass or I have to pass. If that doesn't fit, mix and match. For example, it sounds like a great opportunity, but right now is not a good time. So you're going to start finding your go-to words and expressions. So it's good for exposure. Again, you want to know and feel comfortable the different ways that people can say no in case they use it with you. And this is where you start finding your voice. As you develop your English, this is kind of the cool part. Now that you have, if you're listening to this, you're probably upper intermediate to advanced. So your goal, it's not just developing your English in terms of vocabulary, it's really finding your voice in English. So pick the words and expressions that make you feel like you. All right, great work. Now let me know in the comments which one of these expressions is your favorite. And speaking of favorites, while you just learned 15 great options, I actually want you to pick like 1 to 3 of your favorite expressions that we went over today and practice those a few more times. These will be your go-to phrases when you need to say no. And if you haven't already, sign up at EnglishChallenges.com so I can send you more advanced tips on how to speak English more naturally and confidently. And as always, remember, you got this.